Okay, Woods and Plastics project, 3D printed whistle. So we're going to start with a sketch in the top plane, and I'm going to draw a 21mm circle and use an offset of 2mm, and that's going to be the thickness of the wall of the whistle. I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to make that 7mm by 22mm. And now I want to fix the top of this rectangle to the top of the circle. So I'm going to use the tangent constraint for that. So I'm going to select the line and the circle and say they have to be tangential. So that rectangle now has gone from being blue, it's gone into black, which means that it's fixed in place. We're going to try and get all our lines to do that with this sketch. And so you can add dimensions as you're drawing, or you can add dimensions after you've drawn them. So we're going to add some more dimensions now. We're going to use the dimension tool, and I'm going to dimension the width there to be 2mm, and the width between the end point and the line also to be 2mm. So that is the outline of our whistle drawn. Now we're going to make that into a three-dimensional object using the extrude operation. So I'm going to select everything. I'm going to extrude the walls first. I'm going to deselect the parts that I don't need, and I'm going to go down -5, and then I'm going to extrude the bottom wall as well, so it's another extrude, and turn that sketch back on. And turn the body off so I can select everything. Now I'm going to do from object and select the base of this whistle, and I want to come down 2mm, and that's a join. So I've got one body, that's the bottom half of our whistle. Now I'm going to make the ball on the inside, so I'm going to go into the bodies here. I'm going to make this, call that whistle. I'm going to turn that off for the time being while I draw the ball, and I'm going to turn that sketch off as well. So new sketch. From the top looking down, the ball's going to have a 9mm diameter, and I'm going to put a line through it so I can use a revolve and select half of the profile, and I'm going to select that line I just drew, and that has made me a ball to go inside my whistle. I just need to move that ball down 0.5 mm. So I'm going to right click on it, click the move copy, and I'm going to make sure I'm selected the body. I want to move that down 0.5 mm. Alright, now I'm going to make the other half of the whistle. So I'm going to use a mirror to make the top half of the whistle. Bodies. Just rename that ball. Okay, so now I have the outline of the whistle, body, and a ball. Okay, now we're going to add the cutout so that our whistle can make some sound. So I'm going to come around to this face of the whistle, and I'm going to add a sketch to the face of the whistle. I'm going to use the center point rectangle. I'm going to draw a rectangle that is 10mm high and 5mm wide. And now I'm going to get this rectangle to be lined up exactly in the center, and to do that I'm going to use the horizontal vertical constraint. I'm going to say that the center of the rectangle has to be horizontal with the origin. So it's now locked in place. vertically horizontally, and I'm going to say the distance, I'm going to use the distance tool between the origin and the line, it's 1.75 millimeters. You can see now that rectangle has gone black, which means it's fully constrained. And we're going to use an extrude to cut the hole for the whistle. It needs to be 2 millimeters deep because that's the depth of the wall of the whistle. And I'm going to use the fillet tool on the top edge of the whistle. Okay, so our whistle's taking shape and starting to look pretty good. I'm going to fillet the end of the whistle, and I'm going to fillet the sides of the whistle just to clean it up a bit. So it's a nicer looking shape now, and we're just going to add the hanger on the end. I'm going to add a new sketch for this, and I'm going to sketch a circle to make it 4 millimeters in diameter, and I'm going to use an offset let's call it 3. Again, I want that to be horizontal and vertical with the origin, so it's in the middle, and that looks pretty good to me. So now I'm going to extrude that, and I'm going to make it join, and I'm going to make it symmetrical, and I'm going to make it, that's 4 mil thick in total. That looks pretty good to me. I'm going to use the fillet command to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm going to fillet the edges of that as well. And I'm just going to add a little fillet to these edges as well. Now we might like to check that we've got all of that right, so I'm going to use this section analysis tool to have a look inside the whistle, and you can see there that I've made a mistake. So my outside circle is cut into inside the whistle, so I'm just going to go back into that sketch, move that out so that can't happen, and turn the analysis off. Now I'm going to add my initials to the project, so create a sketch on the face of the whistle, Alright, and let's get that ready for 3D printing. So again, we need to export an STL file. So just double click on there to select everything. I'm going to right click and click Save as STL. And I need all of that in one file. And that STL file is the file that you can get 3D printed.